Hello everyone, today I'm gonna be talking about CSS tables styling. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first I'm gonna show you an example. First we're gonna create a table. So table, I'm gonna add the ID of people. And table row, table header will be Homer Simpson, for example. And Bart Simpson. There we go. Let's make another table row. This is going to be, let's say, 50 years old. I don't know how old Homer actually is, but let's say he is that old. Bart is something like 13. Alright, and let's create one more of these. There we go. Let's say employed. Yes. And let's say over here. Nope. There we go. And maybe I'm gonna add one more. Alright. Part of the Simpsons family. And I'm gonna copy this. This is gonna be just for the showcase of this example. Alright. So now I'm gonna go ahead. I have linked my CSS styles sheet. I'm gonna take the ID of people and I'm gonna make the border collapse to be collapse, even though we don't have any borders yet, but there's invisible borders. Alright, the width will be 100%. And then I'm gonna take the people and all the table data tags and all the table header tags. So let's add a border of 1 pixel solid gray. Alright. Let's add some padding and maybe even border radius 10 pixels. By the way, I gotta put that over here. Wait a moment. What if I put it here? Border radius 10 pixels. No. Why is this not working? Well, we don't need that. Alright. Then I am going to take the people ID and the table row. I'm gonna use a pseudo class nth child. So basically what this means, it will take all the table rows and select the children of them. So the children of this table row are these two. The children of these are these. The children of this are these, and so on. So yeah, I'm gonna select these and I'm gonna say even. Alright. And I'm going to set the background color to be light green. So now it's gonna select every other table row. What if I say odd? Now it's gonna select every odd numbered table row. So that's gonna be 1 and 3. But I'm gonna stick with even. So that's gonna be 2 and 4. Okay. Then I can go ahead and use the hover pseudo class. Let's say that the background color will be let's let's take a slightly gray color. So when I hover over these, they are going to change color. Alright. Then I can also take the people table headers. I'm gonna add some padding. Let's say 10 pixels, or better yet 20 pixels. Alright. Text align, we can make it left, right, or center, which is the default. And by the way, I'm gonna be using the padding top colon 10 pixels and padding bottom 10 pixels. There we go. So now, if I put it to the left, it's gonna go to the left a lot more. If I put it to the right, it's gonna go to the right. Alright, but I'm gonna stick with left. There we go. Then I am going to change the background color to light blue. And the color will be white. And I kind of want to make this a little bit darker. Something like this is gonna be good. So yeah, here is our styled CSS table. So yeah, looks pretty good. That's the first example. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this code. And then I'm gonna talk about the table borders. So we can specify the table borders with the border property. So we gotta select the table headers, and table data tags. And let's make the border 4 pixels solid pink. Alright, now we got those double borders. I can set the border collapse to be collapse. And now the borders are single borders. So yeah. We can also use the border radius here. No, it doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or I don't know. It should work. Well, let's see. Anyways, this is a bordered CSS table with a custom border and the border collapse property. Alright, for the next example, I'm gonna make my window a little bit larger. So this time, I'm gonna select the table tag underneath. I'm gonna make the width to be 100%. So it's gonna take 100% of the viewport's width. As you can see. There we go. What about 50%? It's gonna look like that. 25%, 20%, 15%. Okay, 25% seems to be the minimum. Alright. I'm gonna leave it at 50%. Okay, we can also set a height. So let's take, for example, the table header and set the height to be 50 or 60 pixels. So now the table headers are going to be 60 pixels tall. If I set it to be 100, they are going to be even taller, 150, even 200. But let's go with 100. I can make the width to be 300. Except this one is blocking that. So now the width is 300 pixels. However, I'm gonna remove this. And I'm gonna make the width 50% again. So yeah, that's the height property. And the width as well. Okay. Then I'm going to select all the table data tags. And I'm gonna make the height of them to be 50 pixels. Or let's say 70. And this one can be 120. Alright, we got a pretty tall table over here. I can set the vertical alignment to be bottom. So now these texts are on the bottom of the table. I can set it to be top, or I can set it to be sub, middle, which is the default, super. There's basically many names for the same behavior. Alright, so yeah. What about the pixels? Okay. 0 pixels, minus 12. Okay, it seems to be only putting them up. Alright. So yeah, let's set this to be bottom. There we go. Okay, we can also get rid of the height properties, but I'm gonna keep the width property right over here. And then I'm gonna select the table headers and the table data. And I'm gonna make the padding something like 20 pixels. Alright. So now we got these big boxes. So you can see that the vertical alignment is not working anymore. Right now we have to move this line of text over here to the table th and td tags. Let me remove this. And let me move this one over here. Okay, so the vertical alignment doesn't work if you use padding. You gotta use height and width for that. But one feature that does work is the text alignment. Left, right, or middle, which is the default. So yeah, that's it for this one. Let's go to the next one. If we want to create a table with only borders at the bottom, we can say table, or take the table tag. I'm gonna take the border collapse, make them be collapsed, and the width will be 50%. Then I'm gonna take the table headers and table data. I'm gonna add some padding of 8 pixels. Text alignment will be left. And border dash bottom will be 2 pixels solid gray. So now we got a table with some gray bottom borders. Alright. I guess 1 pixel looks better, so yeah. Then we can select any table row. So table row, we can add some properties like background color. Let's make it light blue. That will make all of these light blue. But we can also use a pseudo class like the hover. So when I hover over these, they are going to change color. So yeah. Okay, let's create a striped table. I'm gonna take the table, border, collapse will be collapse, width 50%, take the table headers and table data, text align left, padding 8 pixels. Then I'm gonna take all the table rows. Table row, I'm gonna use the nth child. I'm gonna use even. And that is gonna be using the background color of, let's say white, but I'm gonna make it a little bit darker, like 90%. So yeah, now we got a striped table right over here. We can change this to be odd. And it's gonna be like this. Alright. We can take the table header, make the background color to be dark blue. Not that blue. Let's say 60%. And color white. There we go. So now it's gonna be looking like this. Alright, what if we have a very long table with very many values like this? I'm gonna copy these, paste them a few times, just for an example. So we can already see that the text is overflowing. I can't see it all. It's going off limits. So, to fix this, we can put the table inside of a div element. I'm gonna take the table, I'm gonna cut it, put it inside of here. Then I can take the div element, set the style attribute to be overflow-x auto. So what this does is that it's going to give me a scroll bar over here. So I can scroll on the x-axis like this. Alright, if I set this to be hidden, then this content is really going to be hidden. There's no scroll bar or anything. Of course, I can zoom out, that will help. But that might not be what you wanna do. So I'm gonna keep it as auto. Okay, then I'm gonna revert the changes that I just made over here. Alright, there we go. And there we go. Okay, and now I'm going to be... I can also remove this. I'm gonna keep the div section though. Alright, so I can add a caption to the table. So caption, it's gonna be saying Homer and Bart. Alright, so by default the caption is gonna be shown on the top of the table. However, if I want to change that, I can take the caption and then set the caption side to be bottom. Now the caption is at the bottom of the table. And these are the other values. Top is the default. And then there's really only one value, which is the bottom. Of course you can use the inherit value or unset, which is basically the default. Or you can use a variable or a calculation, but I'm gonna put it to the bottom. Alright. So yeah, that's gonna be it pretty much for the CSS table styling. I hope you were able to learn something new from this episode, and I hope I'm going to see you in the next one as well. So yeah, happy learning everyone, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye everybody, and have a wonderful day. Yeah.